Oh, totally,
So,
yeah. And it's all completely concentrated in areas where you don't want to slip, like into a wall, for example.
Yeah. Yep. Matt Field, second overall in the championship last year. Speaking of wet, speaking of moisture, Matt Field, went into the wall in Irwindale, California, the final round in the hunt for the championship.
Don't remind me of that time frame. I'd like to get that out of my memory.
It happened. It's in the past. It's in the past. Show me on the doll where they hurt you, Ryan. Yeah. Ryan's got PTSD from FDIRW. So, all right, here we go. The Beast from the Bay, Matt Field going against Dominican's finest, Jonathan Castro. Here we go. Whoa, big entry there from Matt Field. He does exceed the course track edge. That looks like it threw off Jonathan Castro. Could that be too big of a blow for Castro to come back? Again, we're going to have to assess on how aggressive. Look at that. Looks like a little rubber that's on the side there from that Borla exhaust Corvette. All right, let's take a look.
That was a really insane and aggressive initiation from Matt Field, and props to Castro for staying right up alongside of him. It may be the case that he has a mechanical, and Field does drop a tire. I don't think that it's an overly aggressive drop. It was the left rear went off course. He did go, definitely would be a deduction on line in qualifying, but here we see Castro coming out of drift altogether, and so whatever may have been analyzed from Field on the initiation, after the contact, you can see that he basically stopped drifting. Now, we'll have to get an assessment from the judges. I can already see the replay machine going on over there. Interestingly enough, the behind the scenes for us is that we have a replay machine for the judges where they can isolate any of the cameras that we have that are shooting footage and content, and they can go back and analyze what they're looking for specifically, time-coded to any part of the battle. And so that's what they're doing right now. I can see over their shoulder, they're looking at the initiation, they're taking a look at Castro, they're trying to look at the severity of what took place there between both drivers and whether or not there's something that can give them clarity on how to make that judgment.
Seen a lot of tire debris there. Dropped a camera there on initiation. How we doing out there, Jersey? Make some noise. Stomp your feet. Make some noise. Let me hear you stomp your feet. Let's get an earthquake going here in New Jersey. Come on, stomp them. I see a couple, y'all. All right. Jonathan Castro parking it. What went wrong here? Okay. So there we go. You can see Matt Field initiate, and they are saying there's no contact, Ryan. So what I thought was rubber on the side of Matt Field's door from Castro, that was not.
Where did you hear that from?
I'm hearing Ryan Lantain.
I thought he said there was contact. Was not.
No contact.
Okay. All right. I'm glad I heard you correctly. Independently, though, it does sound like that Castro had a mechanical on his own. So, I mean, that's going to be an incomplete for him. And unfortunately, he will have a very large deficit to try and overcome in that second run.
He could use an NGK competition timeout, which I assume he is going to. Or, no, looks like he's just going to, or no, might be heading to the pits. Excuse me. We'll find out. And it looks like, what is a competition timeout? Well, each team and driver has what's called an NGK competition timeout. That is a 5-minute allotment, and the clock begins as soon as hands are on the car. So you see Castro making his way back to the pits. He's going back to that Papadakis Racing camp. And they will, once they get hands on the car, you'll see somebody, an official with a 5-minute clock. And then they will, again, have 5 minutes to get their car up and running and to the line. So the NGK competition timeout. Do spark plugs time out? They sure do. And timely spark plug replacement not only prevents fouling and provides the best engine performance, it ensures less repair time and can save you money on necessary repairs. Visit ngksparkplugs.com to learn more about OE suggested spark plug intervals and find the best plugs for your engines. NGK, the ignition specialist. And here we are on the second run. So with the Royal Purple Top 16, this is run 2 between Castro and Field. sure the course is clear and cleaned up. Had that incident between Gucci and Odie. All right, here we go, taking a look. And looks like here they come. Underneath our E-Town. There goes Chris Forsberg out back, so he'll make his way to the burnout box. But right now it is Castro and Field. Castro in that LTH Mobile 1 Toyota GR86. Quick little yank of the handbrake into the outside zone 1. Looks like he's 100% right now. Here comes Matt Field into formation. Now keep in mind, Castro got a little bit of a deficit there. We're seeing that Lean Customs on the roof. Shout out to the boys of Lean into that final outside zone. There goes Castro and Field. And again, with Castro shutting it down in the first run, he had a big uphill climb. Put down a good lead run, but just not enough.
And just a tremendous secondary performance there from Castro. I mean, take a look at the line that he's drawing in outside zone 1. Entering at the right time, leaving at the right time. He's mid-deep in outside zone 2. Pretty stable all the way around. I mean, this is a great job from him to try to force an error on Matt Field in some way, shape, or form. But Field is not really messing around. He is playing a pretty aggressive game here, not taking a risk that is too much to overcome or puts himself in a bad position, but not letting Castro get away from him to a point to where, you know, he's potentially risking an inactive chase or anything like that. So this is props to both competitors there for giving 100%.
All right, let's make it official there. We could see the Heat Wave sticker on the tail light. Shout out to Justin and the Heat Wave gang. Lucas Oil running through the veins. Forge Star wheels on the corner, wrapped in the GT radial tires. Slide him left for Field or right for Dominican's finest, Jonathan Castro. Field gets the win and advances on into the Great 8.